Do me a favor and break down your process for evaluating a property for development from start to offer.
Well, first we have to create a list of suspects. So, most of the problem I think a lot of investors run into is they're only going to go look at one property. I think you should create a list of suspects, turn those suspects into leads, take those leads and then evaluate those leads into opportunities. What happens most of the time is people start with a net that's just plain too small to begin with. And they go, well, I can't find enough deals. Well, you're not casting a wide enough net. So number one, cast a wide net when we're looking for the deals. Two, we have to decide what the end product is going to be for this development project. So if we're sitting there looking at it and we know that we're going to build townhomes here, and that's its highest and best use. So the next question becomes real quickly, how many units do I think we could get on this for townhomes? Then we need to just run a simple calculation. And the simple calculation is we go to the use table and the permitted uses based on the zoning. What's the maximum density I can get? And you figure out the density per acre. And then take away 25% for roads, sidewalks, angles, things like that. In some situations, if it's not a nice shaped lot, you may lose 35%. Then we have to make some type of quick, educated guess based on wetlands here, in the greater Seattle metro. We do that by going and looking at planning and development services and then looking under their permits that have previously been applied for. We're going to try to find a permit that had a critical area site plan that is just adjacent to the subject property. So if I have a parcel right here that we're analyzing, and if I could find the one right next to it and it's got an old critical area site plan on that, I can assume the same wetland continues across both. Then just draw on it with a pen and paper, print the map out, grab your scale, draw a box on it real quick, and try to figure out how much square footage you have left. It's an approximation. It doesn't have to be perfect. Screw perfect. Get it done. So figure out what the buildable area is, then run that calculation on the per acre highest density, then take away 25 to 30% for roads and things like that. What I want to know is what's my finished building pad worth right there. Once I know what the finished building pad is worth, then, okay, how many building pads can I get? Then I go, okay, how much is it going to cost to develop each one of these lots? And then what we do is we keep spreadsheets for these things. So on a regular basis, we call local builders, local developers, and we say, hey, Phil, I see you got this townhome project over here on 123 Main Street. How's that going? And they go, yeah, it's going good. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what was the development cost approximately? Now, not everyone's going to tell you, but when you build a bunch of friendships and relationships and networks, those network people will tell you, oh, this is costing us approximately this much. Because we have to know what does it cost to build the product on a price per square foot basis, and then how much does it cost to develop the land. So in other words, when we get the civil drawings approved, how much does it take to build in all the infrastructure? What happens is we start to figure out, okay, my finished lot is worth X minus, let's just say 70 grand, minus my holding cost, minus my cost to develop it, minus my profit equals what I can pay. And what we do is see, yes, developers, they have giant pro formas, but we have to try to keep it simple, stupid, because we're still in the napkin math phase, right? If we know a couple of these numbers, we can make a quick guess, which then allows us to make the offer. And of course, the lower the better.
I'm seeing a pattern there. Yeah.
Part of what we do is we want to be good citizens. Okay. So one of our rules is don't be greedy. We're not going to skin someone alive, even if we could. We're going to pay them a fair value. So I tease when I say the lower the better, but we're still going to pay someone a fair value. We have to leave meat on the bone to ensure that us or whoever is the final purchaser can get through the project. To kind of circle back around and give you the whole thing again, it's knowing my development costs. It's knowing at what phase of entitlement, what other people are paying. Then all we have to do is make a quick calculation to figure out the density, and we know what we can pay.